Hello, good morning everybody. Today we will start with the remaining part of lesson number 5, Introduction to Euclid's Geometry. Yesterday we studied definitions and postulates, everything. Okay, today we will start with the Euclid's postulates. So you may knowing the difference between postulates and axioms. Axiom means we can able to apply anywhere in mathematics, but postulates means it can able to apply only in geometry. Okay, so we will start the Euclid's postulates. The first postulate is postulate number 1. So all of you read along with me. A straight line may be drawn from one point to any other point. So whenever asking postulates and their axioms definition, as it is from the textbook you have to write, and theorems also, this all. Okay, you learn same and same only you write, not to change any single word also. Okay, so postulate number 1. A straight line may be drawn from one point to any other point. Straight line, you knowing a line how many points are there? Line contains infinitely many points. So for drawing a line you need minimum 2 points. Okay, so here we marked 1 point, and I drawn from this point to this direction, or you can draw from this point to this direction also. Okay, so here line AB or line BA, both are the same line only. So that is the definition. Once more, postulate once more, listen. A straight line may be drawn from one point, drawn from the point A to any other point, or you can draw from A to B also, B to A also. So line AB your name or line BA name, both are the same line only. Okay, so here you can see the line extending in both the direction without any limits. Okay, so a straight line may be drawn from one point to any other point. Okay, so that is the first postulate. So a line containing how many points? Infinitely many points. But drawing a line, minimum how many points is must there? You need must 2 points minimum. So anywhere you can able to mark 2 points, not in this way. Anywhere, any points can mark. On this line also you can mark many points. Okay, so here you can mark a point P, here you can mark a point Q, and here you can mark a point S, etc., etc. So in short, you wants to know the meaning of this postulate only. A straight line can able to drawn from one point to any other point. Okay, and next postulate, postulate number 2. Postulate number 2, listen. A terminated line can be produced indefinitely, or a terminated line. Actually a terminated line we are calling as line segment. So here I marked a point P and here I marked a point Q. So this is we are calling as a terminated line. Terminated line terminates, stops. Okay, a terminated line can be produced indefinitely. So here this is the terminated line. So terminated line means line segment only. Terminated line means line segment only. So here I drawn the terminated line segment PQ. Okay, this we can able to produce indefinitely in both the directions. So here in this way, this direction I extended and this direction also extended. Okay, so a terminated line can be produced indefinitely. So terminated line, what's the meaning? Terminated line means line segment terminated. So starting from one point and ending here. So some limits are there. So that is terminated line. So terminated line means line segment PQ. So this line segment PQ can be produced this direction also and this direction also. So that we are calling this. Now we will call this as line PQ. Now we will not call it as terminated line. Now we can call it as line PQ. So now once more read the postulate number 2. A terminated line can be produced indefinitely. Okay. Now, the third postulate, postulate number 3. A circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. A circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. Okay. Postulate again you read once more. A circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. First of all, you want to know what is meant by center and what is meant by radius. And what is a circle? What is a circle? Circle is a collection of points in a plane which are equidistant from a fixed point. So what is the definition of circle? Circle is a collection of points in the same plane. One point we are taking in one plane and another point taking in another plane and the next point taking on the other plane, not possible. A circle is a collection of points in the same plane. And that points having some peculiarity. What is the peculiarity of the point? Which are equidistant from a fixed point. See here the one point I marked here. This point means the point is on the circle. So here see the point, this point and this point. And this is the fixed point. And the fixed distance is this one. This I drawn the line segment now, that is the fixed distance. In such a way you take any point over here, the distance between this point and that point will be equal. So that is the definition of the circle. Circle is a collection of points. Collection of points means you can see this boundary, all the points you see. That points together we are joining, we will get the circle. So circle is a collection of points which are equidistant from a fixed point. This point and this distance and this point and this distance. So these all points we are drawn in such a way that the distance between this point to this fixed point are always equal. That fixed point we are calling as center. The fixed point what we are calling center, and the fixed distance we are calling as radius. This is the fixed distance, and this fixed distance what we are calling radius. Okay. So now we can come to our point. A circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. Anywhere you mark a point. Anywhere in the plane you mark a point, and by the help of the compass you can able to draw a circle. Compass we are taking the particular distance also. Every now and then distance will not change. So any fixed distance we will take and then we can draw circle. So here I drawn another circle. Again you can draw circles here. You can able to draw circles, another circle. So in such a way a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. So in a plane you can able to draw infinite number of circles. Any center you mark and any radius also take, and with the help of the compass very easily you can able to draw the circle. So that is the postulate number 3. So once more repeat. A circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. Okay. This is the postulate number 3. Okay. I told you postulates as it is you write from the textbook. And next point is postulate number 4. Postulate number 4, listen. All right angles are equal to one another. All right angles are equal to one another. You draw many right angles, draw and see. Right angles, draw and see. So if you are drawing right angles, every right angle's measurement will be equal. If measurement of two angles are equal, then we will say it as equal angles. All right angles are equal to one another. Okay. So that I drawn two right angles for your understanding. See here, I drawn a right angle ABC and right angle PQ are drawn here. You can able to measure with the protractor. When you are measuring with the protractor, you can see this angle 90 degree and this angle also 90 degree. So all right angles are equal to one another. If the measurements are equal, then we can say that the angles are equal. This angle you measured, you got 90 degree. This angle also you measured, you got 90 degree. The meaning is that measure of this angle and measure of this angle are equal. Therefore, these angles are equal. Okay. So that what is our postulate number 4? All right angles are equal to one another. All right angles are equal to one another. Clear? Okay. Now we will move to the next postulate. Postulate number 5. Now postulate number 5. All of you read this postulate. This is a big postulate and you read it properly. First you read it. If a straight line falling on two straight lines, here lines I left for writing, you add here, otherwise you can see your textbook also. If a straight line falling on two straight lines makes the interior angles on the same side of it taken together is less than two right angles, then the two straight lines, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side on which the sum of angles is less than two right angles. Okay. So again, once one or two times you read this postulate. You yourself postulate. I will give you proper understanding. Okay. I will explain it properly. First you read it. One or two times you read it properly. Okay, read it. Read again. If a straight line falling on two straight lines makes the interior angles on the same side of it taken together is less than two right angles, then the two straight lines, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side on which the sum of angles is less than two right angles. Okay, I will explain the meaning. See the diagram. Diagram, listen. See the diagram. Diagram properly, listen. So what is your definition given? If a straight line falling on two straight lines. So if a straight line, that which is a straight line we have taken PQ. If a straight line falling on two straight lines. So another two straight lines which I drawn, line AB and line CD. Properly make it clear. Okay. Line AB and line CD are the two straight lines. Another straight line falling upon it. That means drawing upon that. Okay. So listen here. This line AB and line CD, two lines are drawn, and another line PQ is intersected at which points P and Q. So once more the sentence reading. Read it. If a straight line falling on two straight lines. So which straight line? PQ falling upon straight line AB and straight line CD. Okay. Makes the interior angles on the same side of it taken together. So here you can see interior angle meaning what? What is the interior angle? So here line AB and line CD I drawn now. Then another line I drawn PQ, and this PQ intersecting line AB and line CD at 2 points P and Q. So that here you can see total 8 angles forming. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles forming. But 4 interior angles will be forming. Interior angles means angles forming in between the lines. So here you can see this angle and this angle, this angle and this angle. Total 4 angles. Angle APQ, angle PQC, angle BPQ, angle PQD are the 4 interior angles. Once more recognize them. So this angle I pointed here, one angle, second angle I pointed, and third angle and fourth angle. How many angles are forming? 4 interior angles are forming. Okay. So now you can see another point. These 2 angles are formed on the same side now. And these interior angles, this is also interior angles only. These angles are also formed on the same side. So now you read your sentence. If a straight line falling on 2 straight lines makes the interior angles on the same side of it. Makes the interior angles on the same side of it. That is this interior angle, same side only coming. So this is line PQ, no. So this angle and this angles are on the same side of line PQ. And this angle, which angle teacher pointing? This angle and this angles are on the same side of line PQ. And these two angles are on the left side and these two angles are on the right side. Okay, clear? So, now again sentence reader. Makes the interior angles on the same side of it taken together is less than 2 right angles. So these interior angles when we are taking together, their sum should, if less than 180 coming, less than 2 right angles. One right angle measurement is 90, another right angle measurement is 90. 90 plus 90, how much coming? 180. Less than 2 right angle meaning is that less than 180. Less than 2 right angles. Here, 2 angles sum you take care very clearly. If you are measuring and adding, you can see that their sum is less than 180 only will come. And these angles you see, here you can see these angles are obtuse angles. And their sum you add and see, their sum is greater than 180 also will come. So this angle sum is how much coming? Less than 180 no? So the postulate stating this only. If these angles are less than 180 coming and on the same side, this lines, which lines? Lines AB and line CD you produce indefinitely. You produce them on this side only produce. If you are producing them indefinitely, these lines will intersect anywhere. They will meet anywhere. On the same side. Which side? On the same side on which the sum of angles is less than 2 right angles. That means less than sum of angles less than 180 where coming? Which side coming? Left side coming. You can see this side only coming no. So that this side you extend them. Which lines? Line AB and line CD you extend this side. When you are extending this line AB and line CD this side, anywhere these two lines will intersect. They will meet. Okay, here it is meeting on the next page only. So you can see here. Teacher already drawn. And these two lines are extending indefinitely, they will meet anywhere. Okay, this is the theorem. And these two sides you extend them, extending it, they will intersect anywhere? No. This is going in this direction and this is going this direction. So, but here very clearly you can see that if they are extending these two lines, then these two lines will intersect anywhere. And that is the theorem. So now you can able to understand statement reading, you can able to get it clearly. Once more read the statement. See here, if a straight line falling on two straight lines makes the interior angles on the same side of it taken together is less than 2 right angles, then the two straight lines, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side on which the sum of angles is less than 2 right angles. So which side it will intersect here? Where the sum of angles is less than sum of two angles is less than 180 coming, that side if you are extending, it will intersect. Okay, that is postulate. Okay, clear now? Clear? So once more we can see the diagrammatic representations. So here listen. A line is falling upon two straight lines. Okay, which are the two straight lines? Line AB and line CD. So then how many interior angle forming? Two pair of interior angle forming. Which one pair is this one and another pair is these two angles. And here these two angles sum is adding their sum of this angle plus sum of this angle. These two angles sum adding. Their sum is less than 2 right angles coming. Less than 2 right angles means their sum is less than 180 coming. So that side, if these AB and CD are extending on that side, if they are extending on that side, they will meet on that side on which the sum of angles is less than 2 right angles. This side only you extend. This side if you are extending AB and CD, then they will meet anywhere. Okay, got clear? Clear now? And this side I said extending, never it will intersect. So this side is extending, then only the line AB and line CD will intersect. Okay, clear? Now, see here. I written here downside conclusions. Line angle APQ, that is this angle. Angle PQC, that means this angle. The sum is less than 180. Therefore, line AB and line CD will intersect on the left side. Left side means this side. If you are extending them, then they will intersect in the left side of line PQ. Okay, they will intersect on the left side of line PQ. Okay, so in your in one paper you take you draw in such a way. So never draw parallel. Parallel drawing, they will not intersect anywhere. So here actually this we can able to apply for parallel lines also. How can I able to apply this for parallel lines? If the interior angles falling on the same side is 180. Okay, 180 coming, then what will happen? It should be parallel only possible. Okay, 180 coming, then we can say that this is also 180 and this is also 180 coming. This both are 180 coming, then what will happen? It will be parallel only possible. So that we can able to apply for parallel lines, little more modifying then. Okay, sorry, got clear? So line APQ, sorry, angle APQ plus angle PQC is less than 180 coming. Then line AB and line CD will intersect left side of line PQ. Left side of line PQ, properly I written over there. So left side of line PQ, where the sum of the angles is less than 180 coming, that side. Okay. Now, after all, so we are already explained all the 5 postulates, and these 5 postulates and 5th postulate is very important, several times asked for the examination also. So these all 5 postulates will ask for the examination also. State the 5 postulates of Euclid in such a way to ask. And there is one axiom is given in between postulates, so that I written downside. See here the postulate. Given 2 distinct points, there is a unique line passes through them. So you mark 2 points here and you mark 2 points here anywhere. So how many lines you can draw through these 2 points? You yourself find out. Here line P, point P and Q mark that. Can you able to draw one more line passing through this one? Is it possible? You draw and see. You take a pencil and paper and draw and see. Any 2 points you mark. Then you draw a line upon that. Then again, can you able to draw a line upon that? Then drawing, what will happen? That the lines will coincide. So that the lines are same only. So separate lines not able to draw. Okay? So that only the point is written here. Given 2 distinct points, there is a unique line passes through that 2 points. Passes through them means passes through that 2 distinct points. Here through A, P and Q, how many lines? Only one line. Here A and B, how many lines? Only one line. So given 2 distinct points, there is a unique line passes through the given points. Clear? So in between it is written, that is why teacher written downside. Okay, clear it? And now one theorem is given here. Theorem number 5.1. So theorem number 5.1 stated is in such a way that 2 distinct lines cannot have more than 1 point in common. So theorem postulates difference is there. Theorem always what we will do, we will prove some by logical assumptions and we will prove the theorems. But here the proof is not required, so that I written only statements. So we can able to prove it also. Okay. So 2 distinct lines cannot have more than 1 point in common. So any 2 lines you draw. Any 2 lines you draw. If you are 2 lines drawing in such a way, so any 2 lines when you are drawing, so 2 distinct lines you are drawing. Here I drawn only one case. If you are drawing 2 lines, we can draw 2 lines that you can see this line and this line. You see these lines how drawn parallel. they are never intersecting, they don't have any common points. And here the point, and another point is there, see this line, this is one line, upon that you can draw again line. So that lines, what we can say, that lines we can say the lines are coinciding. So one line we are drawing, upon that you are drawing one more line drawing, no, that line is always coinciding, that line is having infinitely many common points. But here very strictly written here, two distinct lines, same line, no, two distinct lines. When we are taking two distinct lines, they will not have a, cannot have more than one point in common. So here I written two, I drawn a line AB, and here another line drawn, line PQ. These both the lines, line AB and line PQ, are distinct lines, and they have only one point in common, which is that point X. So in this way you draw infinitely many lines, you draw and see. While you drawing, you can see that, so two distinct lines when you are drawing, you can able to draw in two different ways. One, we can draw that it is parallel, they don't have any common points. And another way we can draw in this way, line AB and line PQ in this way. Here we can see they have only one point in common. So that conclusion written here, the two distinct lines cannot have more than one point in common. Only one point only can be common. And their conclusion, see here, the common point of line AB and line PQ is X. Okay. So only this type of theorems will ask only statements. All the theorems proof is not there. So only statement you will learn, diagram also learn. Okay. And now some equivalent versions of Euclid's fifth postulate is given here. So I told you equivalent versions of Euclid's fifth postulate we can apply for parallel lines also, teacher told that. So we can see when you are drawing two parallel lines, draw two lines drawing this way and another line you draw upon that, so that the sum of the angles, interior angles on the same side, exact 180 coming. So both the sides are 180 coming, we can say that the lines are parallel. So here another point is that another equivalent version of Euclid's fifth postulate is given here, that is Playfair's axiom. Playfair's axiom. The Scottish mathematician John Playfair only found out the Playfair's axiom. So that given the name of the axiom as Playfair's axiom. See here the Playfair's axiom, what is given here. First you see the diagram. Here I drawn a line L. No? Yes, I drawn a line L. So another point I take, another point P, upside take or downside take, anywhere you mark a point P. But not on the same line. Not to mark on the same line. So you yourself draw in your notebook one line draw. All of you draw a line L. Okay? And outside the line you mark a point P. Outside the line you mark a point P. Mark the point P. Then you find out how many lines can be drawn parallel to L passing through the point P. You find out. You draw yourself, so you can able to make it clear. So draw a line L and a point P outside marker. Mark that. Then passing through P, and it should be parallel to L. How many lines you can draw? One line can draw, many lines can draw, or two lines can draw. You find out how many lines can draw. How many lines? Here you can see I drawn several lines passing through P. But this line you see, is it parallel to L? No. Why? Why it is not parallel? You can see that this line extending and this line extending, they will intersect. If the lines are intersecting, then they are not parallel. And this line I drawn. This line also I drawn. And this line, see, this line and this line are intersecting. You extend them. Extending to intersect. So they are also not parallel. Okay? Clear now? So now you see the statement. Teacher written the statement downside. See here. This is Playfair's axiom. Question is asking, state Playfair's axiom, asking this much you write up to here, this much write, and along with this diagram. Okay, Playfair's axiom. For every line L, properly listen, for every line L and for every point P not lying on L. P where how you drawn? It is not lying on L taken. There exists a unique line M passing through P and parallel to L. Okay? Clear now? From the diagram it is very clear for you. What teacher told her? I told you to draw a line, take a point outside the line. I told her you taken, and passing through P and parallel to L you draw a line. How many lines you drawn? You drawn only one line. Okay, so the same we are written in the form of statements. For every line L and for every point P not lying on L, P you not draw on the line L, outside take. There exists a unique line. How many lines are there? Only one line. There exists a unique line, that means single line. M, that is passing through P and parallel to L. Clear? So this axiom we are calling as Playfair's axiom. So another two lines also you drawn. Another two lines you drawn now. But what happening? That lines are intersecting with L. But you want to say that how many lines which is parallel to L. How many lines can draw parallel? Only one line can be drawn parallel to L passing through this point P. That line's name is M. Okay, clear? It means that two distinct intersecting lines cannot be parallel to the same line. Okay? Any two distinct intersecting lines you draw, many lines you can draw. But here it is not, we are not explaining on the board. So explaining on the board, we can able to show in many examples and can explain. So here in this way, this is much only possible. Okay? So that you draw yourself. You draw two intersecting lines. Several pair of intersecting lines draw. Can you able to say the lines are parallel? No. Okay. So it means that two intersecting lines cannot be parallel to the same line. So that is the meaning of that. Two intersecting lines cannot be parallel to the same lines. Okay, clear? Now, before the next class, everybody should learn these all postulates, axioms, definitions, theorems, everything. So we will start with the exercise. Okay. Okay, students. Bye.